Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. Well, I'm in Joplin, Missouri, outside a very famous place where some notorious outlaws, in fact, one of the most notorious couples of all time, slept here and stayed here for a while. And so back in the day, like during the Great Depression in the 1920s, Joplin, Missouri was famous for, its how should I say this? Rowdiness. There was a lot of illegal activity, a lot of gambling, a lot of shady stuff. Of course, gang activity was going on here in Joplin, Missouri. And this building I'm standing in front of is where Bonnie and Clyde and the Barrow gang stayed at. So I'll go ahead and show that to you. There's a marker here. So here's this building. Now the address is Oak Ridge Drive, and that's the street up here, but this is 34th Street right here. But this marker was placed here a few years ago, and so here's what it reads: Clyde Barrow, Bonnie Parker, and Buck and Blanche Barrow and W.D. Jones rented this apartment and holed up inside for several months. On April 13th, 1933, law officers from the Joplin Police Department and from Newton County, seeking suspected bootleggers, approached the dwelling. The outlaws opened fire on them, killing Joplin Detective Harry McGinnis and Newton County Constable J.W. Harriman. The Barrow gang escaped, leaving behind a roll of Kodak film that yielded the first publicly seen photographs of the infamous gang. And don't forget that Joplin does stretch out into two different counties, mostly Jasper County and Newton, so just to give you a little insight on that. But the building still stands, and Joplin, again, was not really a safe place to be. I mean, it was a booming town, and of course Route 66 had a lot to do with it. I don't remember being in the movie. I have seen the classic 1967 film starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway as the couple. And if you do want to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's very violent, so you may want to shield your kids a little bit from that movie. But getting back to this apartment, so I was reading up before I came here, and I believe that the owners of this place are using it as an Airbnb. And hey, I mean, I think it's a perfect idea. I don't know if anybody would want to live here, but I mean, I'm not judging this place or anything, this whole city. I'm just saying, I think it would be like a great historical themed Airbnb or Verbo or whatever it is they do. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome what they're doing. And I'm glad they put this marker here because, people are into that kind of gangster research. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason, outside Bonnie and Clyde's old apartment where they stayed in 1933 in Joplin, Missouri. All right, well, happy travels, and I'm signing off.